I had to grab a snack, man. Part 5. The question that I got last was, and we'll take it like this. The last person that sent me a message said, I just bought the game yesterday. I haven't played in a long time, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing as far as trading. So, take it, and we've already talked about the scams. Let's leave scams out of it. We know the safety items. If there's a safety item that pops into mind that you didn't talk about, we'll talk about that also. But let's just say, okay, I'm just getting into D2, and I want to share, say I made friends with you. I'm the person asking you, and now I'm playing with you on the game as far as trading. What to keep, what not to keep. You know, what this means over here. You mean, I know you remember, for the longest time, and even JP has done this before, because I've been here when he did it. For the longest time, you used to slap me upside the head and go, it's what they have and what they want. And I always go, oh man, that's the most awesome trade on the planet, click. And I had it backwards. You get dyslexia. So, you know, I mean, that's something that a lot of people getting on Battle.net might not know. That's what we want to talk about. Like, say for instance, like this right here.
Slow down and read the title.
Right. All right, just like this one right here says, script jewel for pull.
Which means they have a jewel.
They have a jewel.
And they want pull.
Right. Not they have a pull, or they want to, let's say, they want to pull for the jewel, not that they have the jewel for the pull. All right? So that's what, let's just talk about that for a minute.
If you're just getting into trading, or just getting into Diablo, and you have positively, absolutely no idea what you're doing, I would honestly just recommend hanging on to what you've got, and watching the trade games, watching what people are looking for until you learn what's a good item, because there's no way in the world I could sit here and list everything that you should keep in a video. It's just not possible. We'd be here till next week this time. So I would just honestly recommend hold on to anything that you think might be good and keep an eye on the trade games. Just sit there and look. Watch what people are looking for. This is how you learn.
Right.
Or go to D2JSP and look at their price guide.
Right. And I don't know if you mentioned it while I stepped out for a moment, but also, too, don't be afraid to make mule characters to hold the items that you're talking about holding on to.
Right.
You'll probably need, what I would suggest doing, and I hope my volume's coming up because I'm all the way in the other room now. I would suggest making a separate account and make it your mule account whenever you actually do start wanting to trade. Have your main account for your characters that you're going to fight with, that you're going to level, and this, that, and the other. Now, you can also glitch rush or G-rush, crush, whatever you want to call it, your mules to get the runes off the Hellforge. Now, that's something else that, like, Al does that, where he just makes dummy accounts and just recycles the names and just does glitch rushes for the runes. That's the quickest way for a person, if you have multiple computers, to get items to trade. Not only items, but runes. Because that's all he does. He doesn't pick up nothing. He just glitch rushes them all the way to through hell level, does the Hellforge, deletes the character, starts all over again.
Yep.
And that's one way you can do it. But don't be afraid to make mule accounts. It's almost like whenever we're playing this game, we make an account, and it's like we're so afraid and we get so attached to that character on your main account, you know you're not going to mule that character unless you just totally screwed it up. And then what you need to do is just delete it and start over. But make a separate account that's just your mule account. Like you have one that's called Costco Mules. And like me, I have one that's like CraftChest 5 or something like that, crazy. I always put like a 5 or a 10 or, you know, just a number on the end of it. And I go, okay, that's my mule account. That's where I'm going to keep my items, runes, and things that might be worth something. Socketed items. Items that you might want to go back later on your mules and glitch rush them to get the imbue, because you can get good imbued items through Charcy whenever you do the hell mallet. But anyway, here's the point to it. Don't be afraid to make mule characters to quest them for the items that you can get. And also to hold the items that you might find a use for later on. That's the whole point of making mule characters. I would suggest making the mule account, wholeheartedly suggest that, because quickly enough you'll find that you're going to use all your spots. You know, you got 8 characters per account, alright, and that's going to fill up quick. You know, once you actually get into playing the game the way that we play, anyway, is that, like me right now, this latter season alone, I have 3 accounts plus a mule. So, there you go. And I could probably make more mules on that plus 1. And I had 7 more spots on it. But this close to a reset, I'm not really going to worry about it a whole lot. Because I still have a couple of mules on, like my 3rd account, that's got a couple of them on there. It's got room to hold a couple of pieces of gear if I need them to. Alright, and being that I run multiple computers and that they run multiple computers here, we always have that connection. Also, too, in trading and finding items, it's always good to find a trustworthy friend to actually play with. Now, they are far and few between, but whenever you can, always, always, always find good people to play with. I would suggest everybody also, in the same, like I was saying about the forums, go to the CraftChest Nation website, because all 100 and almost 200 members now that we have on the website are D2 junkies. And I've gone through every name of the members on the site, and as a matter of fact, we're going to do a roll call video here soon to list off every single member that's on the site. And every last one of them, I remember you from YouTube. I remember a lot of you from Battle.net playing with you whenever I was playing really, really big time before cable got cut off. And those are some good people to play with. I don't think that any of them would stiff you, and surely we would smoke their account on the website if they did. If, you know, we had proof that they actually did it.
It's called a screenshot.
That's right. It's called screenshot. And that's something else that I guess, well, actually, there you go. That's a good way to do it. You can actually just hit your print screen button.
And it goes to your Diablo
right here,
file.
Like right there, I just did it. You saw it glitch a little bit. And it goes to your Diablo 2 file. Yep, it absolutely does. You can take that file out and actually make a folder to your desktop. That's what I did. And reroute it to the desktop that way. Yeah, and screenshots are always handy. If everybody remembers when Athene was doing his power level to 80 back last year and he got banned, he screenshotted and recorded everything he did before he actually did his power run. So do use your screenshots.
Especially if you're going to trade on JSP. Because, as I mentioned before, JSP is a site where you trade your items for forum gold. So, you know, basically the way this works is 2 people join a game, 1 person has an item, 1 person has forum gold. Now, there's no way to put forum gold, which is this imaginary gold, from another website in the trade screen in Diablo. You can't do that. So basically you have to have a trust factor in there where 1 person gives up the item first and then the other person sends up the forum gold, or the person sends the forum gold and then the other person gives the item. Now, the only way to protect yourself is to take lots of screenshots before and after with timestamps.
Okay.
Which, in case anybody out there doesn't know, if you're in game and you type /time, it'll show the time and date.
Yeah, I just did that a little while ago. If you do this, whoops, spell it right. There you go. Shows the time. You cannot actually go to channels. I always hang out in private channels unless we're spamming, you know, quest games or whatever. We need somebody to actually quest off of, and we'll usually give them a free rush whenever they do that. Channels can be a good place to meet people, but I would be wary of actually using that as a basis to find friends to trade with. You'll have people on there in all the channels asking if somebody has a certain item. But make sure they're ladder or non-ladder, because everybody shows up on Battle.net whether you're ladder or non-ladder. That's something else a lot of people don't know. And if they're non-ladder and you're on ladder, it does you no good to trade the frickin' Shaco for an L-Rune. Hey, yes, it's a hell of a deal, but, you know, if you're on ladder and they're non-ladder, then you're not going to do it. All right. What else can we talk about as far as trading goes? I mean, all I can say is be patient and trade up. I don't know how to. I don't really know how to do it. I remember my example that I always go with is that I took